In today's tutorial, we're going to look at how you can convert text boxes into placeholders. Why is this important? We will soon see. And how is it possible to do so? You can do this manually using just PowerPoint, or you could do it quickly using a few PowerPoint add-ins, and we'll look at both ways to do so. So let's get to PowerPoint's editing mode right here. And this is a sample slide that we have. And it's got some title text, it's got some body text. But really speaking, this is not title text and this is not body text. How do we know if it's really in a placeholder or not? It's easy. Just let's go to the View tab and choose the outline view. And you can see that this particular slide, slide number 2, has no content in the outline. That means that any of the text content that you see here is not part of the outline. That's not in placeholders. So these are just regular text boxes. Let's get back to normal view. How do you add a text box? This is how you go and add a text box. So typically what's been done in this slide is someone's just dragged a text box and started typing something. Okay, so now that's the reason this content does not show up in the outline view. Let's go and check that again. There you see, this content also doesn't show in the outline view. We go back to normal view, get rid of this extra text box. Now the question here is, how do we convert these text boxes into regular placeholders that show in outline view? We'll first go and do this manually. To do it manually, it's always best to duplicate your slide. I could right click and choose duplicate slide, or I could just press the Ctrl-D keyboard shortcut and duplicate the slide. Now that we have a duplicate copy of the slide, we don't have to worry if anything goes wrong with it because we can always go back to the original copy. So what we do first is delete text boxes, but even before we delete the text boxes, let's go to the Home tab, the Layout option, and change it to the actual layout we want. Now we want this to be title and content. But even before we do that, let's take these boxes and push them a little ahead so it's easy for us to select it later. You'll see why I did that soon, because when I go to Layout and choose title and content, this is where the title placeholder comes and this is where the content placeholder comes. And what would have happened if we hadn't moved the text boxes away would be that it would be very difficult to select them because the placeholders will come and sit on top of them. Okay, now that we have done so, we have duplicated the slide, we have moved the text boxes and applied the layout that we want. Now let's go and take this content into the placeholders. It's easy. I'm just going to click on here, say Control A to select everything, Control C again, go here, and Control V to paste everything. You get this smart tag here for paste options. Go and choose the last option that says keep text only. You might notice there's an extra line added over here, so I just hit backspace and that takes care of that. The same way, we're going to take the content that needs to go into the body placeholder, paste it here, and make sure we choose again keep text only, and that's where we're doing well. Let's go and delete these extra text boxes, or actually even before we delete, let's go back to outline view and see what's happening here. You can see that it shows an outline view now here. Okay, so now we can get back to normal view and get rid of these extra text place boxes, and we no longer need this slide because we've actually got a proper slide now and we've converted our text boxes into placeholders, and you could then go and delete the slide. But wait, I told you there was an easier way. Then no, there are at least 2 PowerPoint add-ins that make this task even simpler for you, and let's go and play with these add-ins. So I'm going to duplicate this slide again and go to the first add-in here, which is called PPT Extreme, and this is part of the PPT Extreme add-in suite, which is known as More Edit, and there's an option here that says placeholders, and you can say make both, make header, make body. I could go and select the text box that I want to be the title, and I could just go and say make header, and it automatically changes that to the title. And similarly, I could go and choose to select the other text box and choose make body, and that's taken care of as well. Let's undo that. And there's another option here. I could select the header and the body, first the header and then the body, and then go and choose make both, and that takes care of doing the both of those tasks automatically at one time. Now there's one other add-in that does the same thing, but it requires one extra step. So I'm going to duplicate the slide, and if I go to Tools 2, and there are these options here which say make title and make body. It wouldn't work immediately if I select it, because I'll tell you why. It says does not contain placeholders, because Tools 2 expects you first to apply the layout like how we did it when we did this task manually. So probably what we should do is follow the same step, drag it a little over here, go to Home, Layout, Title and Content, and now if I select this part, which is the one that I want to make a title, I could go to Tools 2 and select the option that says Make Title, and that takes care of this one. Similarly, I could select the content part and go and say Make Body, and that takes care again. So we looked at 3 ways in which you can convert your text boxes into placeholders, and you may choose to do this either manually or use one of the other 2 add-ins that we looked at. And if you're watching this on YouTube, I'll put a link down to the add-ins right under the video, and feel free to go, and I think they have trial versions available, and go and play with them. As always, do post your questions and do subscribe to our group on YouTube, and I look forward to seeing you again.
Explore more concepts at InDesign.com.
InDesign.
Make better presentations fast.